Greetings and salutations, Wastelanders and Wanderers. My name is Oscapt.
And Noodle Pants.
We got the rewards pages for the upcoming Season 20 Ghoul update today, and we fed them into the mole rats who have produced a new analysis.
Science!
And math. If we jump straight into the Season 20 stuff, there are some assumptions that we had to make. We don't know what the distance is between each page to unlock them, so we just set them for a uniform distance for the number of pages up to rank 100 when bonus page 1 unlocks.
That makes sense. It's been pretty consistent that way.
The other assumption we made is for how many items you'll have to purchase before you can unlock bonus page 2. Last season, they made that the same number of items as are available for standard players, so we just made the same assumption. When we get updated information, we will update this page, but it shouldn't be too far off from what you're seeing right now. While there is interesting data about Season 20, we'll let you go through this on your own, showing the number of tickets that you've earned, the unlock ranks, and various other things, including the individual rewards, the grind of how long it's going to take you to get to your destination, and then once you get there, assuming that your destination is to unlock bonus page 2, what are the minimum number of items that you will have to purchase in order to accomplish that? But the really interesting stuff happens here.
Pictures and graphs. We love pictures and graphs.
The entire summary section deals with everything from Season 16 through Season 20. And it shows that as time has progressed, well, things have been
different.
Yeah. So this shows the number of pages and then the distance between each page. For Season 19, you can see that the number of pages was actually quite small.
But the distance between pages, therefore, was much larger. With the assumption that we have for the distance between pages here in Season 20, that number has dropped. But what I find interesting is that they have pretty much locked in the number of pages between boosters. Oh, that is interesting.
One of the complaints last season was that there were not as many pages. However, they now have more pages, but fewer items.
Oh, wow. Quite a bit, yeah. On the video that I released yesterday with the girl in the hot tub on the cover, a lot of the comments, and there are a lot of comments, but a lot of those comments tell me that people are starting to suspect that this season is a little sparse.
What they've done is they've put fewer items per page and given you more pages.
So it's an illusion of many rewards and much leveling up. But actually, you guys are correct. Your intuition that the rewards are few is absolutely spot on.
Some pages have 10. Looks like most pages have 7 or 8, and then there's the occasional page with 4. They're very large images.
They're very large images, that's right. There is even a page with 3 images, and that was something that jumped out at me. A page with 3 images only? We've never had that before.
Especially when it's one of the later pages where you would expect the value of the items to be higher. And in this case, a free plushie, some framed wall art, and some drums doesn't really meet that criteria.
Yeah. Mediocre, Bethesda, mediocre.
If you were to purchase all standard and Fallout First items for each season, this is what you would have to pay in tickets. And you can see that while the overall graph, the total cost is pretty consistent between seasons, the average cost per item for Fallout First has risen.
Oh, wow.
And it's also risen slightly for everybody else. So what you have are fewer items, but more pages, but the individual items themselves are becoming more expensive.
Inflation.
I think it's simply a function of the fact that they're trying to keep the overall number of tickets that you need to spend in a season relatively constant. So when they reduce the number of items, it requires that they make each item a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, but could they also make each item a little bit more interesting?
Well, that takes us to another complaint that you all have had, which is the number of items that are simply player titles.
Player titles. I have such beef with player titles. Not the titles themselves. Recently, I've been having a lot of fun with my own player titles, and I enjoy running into various players in the wasteland with really fun player titles.
Like the cat quality tester?
Like the cat quality tester. Exactly. Loads of fun. But I think player titles can be excellent event rewards. For instance, the first time you run a raid, you automatically get, Guardian Slayer player title, and that's it. But putting player titles in as rewards on the scoreboard is not just cheap, it's insulting.
Indeed. So the number of rewards that exist that have value is much smaller than in previous seasons. Now you can see that across the seasons, we are getting fewer items.
I see those bars are shrinking and shrinking.
In the beginning with season 16, they went crazy. I think they were very excited, and then they realized just how much work is involved to do this. And it's been getting progressively smaller and smaller.
But is there, though? How much work are they saving by taking away a handful of items from us? Like, how does that translate to real life money that they're making?
It's not that they're taking items away, it's that they're not spending time and energy to produce them.
Oh, I see.
So that is time and money that they get to save, and when they're saving on the expenses, it helps the game be more profitable, if it's profitable.
That makes sense. We all complain about repeating items, reskins, fewer items on the scoreboard. Of course, if we actually got the original content that we desire, that would require extra work hours, extra pays.
Extra pays. This page shows the minimum rank requirements for purchasing every item through bonus page 1 if you're a standard player or a Fallout First player. And then it also shows what rank a standard or Fallout First player would have to achieve after purchasing all of those items before they have earned enough tickets to purchase one of everything on bonus page 2. The metric itself isn't super useful. It's more to compare the data across seasons. So you can see that the minimum rank for bonus page 1 as a standard player has, gone from 121, 122, and now is down at 113. So it's actually better for standard players. Whereas for Fallout First, it's remained relatively constant. So 150, 150, 153. One of the things that I've often stated about the seasons versus the scoreboard is that it penalizes Fallout First players. There are benefits for Fallout First players, as we'll show you in a second, but in general, if Fallout First players want to purchase everything, they have to grind significantly harder to get those rewards.
Which makes no sense at all. There's so many rewards on the scoreboard that are locked behind the Fallout First sticker. But if you are Fallout First, you don't actually get rewarded. You get penalized.
The economic analysis page was interesting when they gave us caps. Without caps, you can see that the cap per ticket value is effectively 0. Well, it's actually infinity. I'm just representing it as 0 because otherwise it goes off the top of the chart. I don't know why they stopped giving us caps.
Maybe because we have raids now and we're always max caps.
There's a lot of people who don't run raids and could still benefit from having caps. The fact that you and I are always at max caps, I don't think is the reason why they stopped doing it. I'm unable to come up with a logical reason why, unless they saw some behavior back here and they wanted to curb that behavior, but I can't imagine what that would have been. It was always nice to get 5,000 caps off the scoreboard.
Yeah,
as a reward.
It was very nice. What do you guys think? Let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. Do you have any theories?
Now this page is my favorite page. This shows the number of rewards that a player must have purchased before unlocking bonus page 2.
We love bonus page 2.
And then the number of tickets required to purchase the least expensive basket of rewards to achieve this goal for both standard and Fallout First players. Now we are, once again, making some assumptions here that you need to unlock the same number of items as there are for standard players. That's what they did last season. I don't know about previous seasons, but it makes sense. They don't want there to be a benefit for standard players. So you're gonna have to buy everything. before you can unlock bonus page 2. If you're a Fallout First player though, you still need to buy more, which...
I see that minimum has gone up significantly.
What's interesting about this is to remember that there are slightly fewer items this season than there were last season. Yet more of those items are going to be for standard players than for Fallout First players. And then using that number as the number of items that you have to unlock, both of these numbers have gone up. So I understand this to mean that in general, items are more expensive, there are fewer free items, and therefore the amount that Fallout First players have to pay has gone up.
So there are fewer rewards, they suck more,
they cost more,
and you have to buy more of them if you want to progress.
That's correct.
Wow.
It could be that Bethesda is trying to get people to buy ranks. Remember, everything that Bethesda does is about figuring out how to get us to spend money.
Honestly, after the last season, I expected the graphs to pick back up again. I thought that season 19 was as low as they could possibly go, but they surprised me yet again.
Going lower.
By going lower. How low can we go in season 26 and 27?
We'll find out.
We'll still be here reporting.
This is Noodle's favorite page.
Yes, I love this page. It has gradients.
This shows, historically, the number of items that we've gotten that are special items. So caps and atoms and lunchboxes and score boosters and things like that.
And we can see that as the blue gets darker, that's the newer season, as the blue gets darker, we have fewer and fewer bars altogether, and the bars that we do have are getting shorter and shorter.
With the exception of re-rollers, perk coins, which disappeared last season but came back this season,
Yay!
and atoms, which have remained consistent, in general, we've gotten fewer and fewer and fewer items. So if you remember the economic analysis page where I talked about how caps were not available, in season 19, that's not actually entirely true. Caps were available, but they cost 0 tickets. Therefore, there was no way to do the math.
And now there's no caps at all.
This season, there are no caps at all. That's right. There are no lunchboxes. Repair kits fell off a long time ago. We'll probably delete that. There is gold bullion this time, but instead of previous seasons where you were able to get, a fair bit of it, last season there was none. Now there's just 500. In fact, I might have to change that legend to make it times 100, and pretty soon I'll be making it times 10 and then times 1. No legendary modules, no legendary script, no perk card packs. You do get perk coins this time. No scrap kits, because who cares? No carry weight boosters.
Boo.
Boo. No nuclear key cards this time around.
Boo.
Interesting. No supply packages, no ultrasight crate. There hasn't been for a long time. You do get some stamps, but not as many as you got before. And it looks like they're alternating magazine packages. So yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And then this time around, bobblehead packages are also missing because those show up on bonus page 2. So the quality of life things they are continuing to take away from us. It is important to remember that this season comes with a big update to the game in the form of ghouls.
That is true. We have an entire new game mechanic. There will be new storylines and quests. There will be a whole bunch of new inventory in the Atomic Shop. So for all of us who are complaining about not getting a prefab or not getting a new weapon, we will be getting those things in the Atomic Shop and possibly as rewards for events. We have Big Bloom coming as well. So I feel like a lot of the rewards are being pushed out to those sources. And in that sense, it's not all doom and gloom. It's not like the seasons are getting suckier and suckier, but we don't get anything in return. I feel like they are indeed getting worse and worse, but we're getting a lot of additional content.
The season rewards used to be the reason to run the season, and now I feel like they're secondary.
Yeah.
The DLC content that they're releasing, which was raids last time and the Ghoul update this time, make the entire package worthwhile. But for those of us who've been playing for quite a while, we played for the seasons.
Exactly. But I mean, you guys felt it. Towards the end of season 19, we were all bored to death.
We were indeed. As you're reviewing the rewards and you're deciding whether or not they're worth your time and money, this page will help you quantify the value of each item in atoms and in dollars. And so if you can look at this and say, I would pay 182 atoms in the atomic shop for some irradiated paint on a 50 cal, then you can feel comfortable spending 35 tickets on it.
Yeah, the atoms is my favorite because I shop so much in the atomic shop and, our weekly atomic shop review. I'm very familiar with that currency.
When you get to bonus page 1, you see that some things start to get more expensive. The sharpshooter power armor paint, 1,000 atoms for that? That paint is actually really cool.
That paint is super cool. Normally I would be okay with 700 atoms for power armor paint, but that paint is special.
The rest of these items, I think, are in the right place. Probably not 400 atoms for a player title.
Oh, no way.
Probably not.
I was gonna pick on the toilet paper holder for 115, twice as much as it should be.
And in fact, the other toilet paper holder is only 130 atoms. So if you're one of those players who really, really, really wants your toilet paper to face a certain way,
you gotta pay the price.
You're gonna pay 3.2 times as much.
Ouch. Now that, I think, is straight up an FU to the players.
Pay particular attention to the cost of things on bonus page 2. Many of you have seen our videos before, you know that we always come back to this, but for those of you who are new, you can buy pretty much anything off of this page except for atoms.
I mean, you can, you just shouldn't.
You just shouldn't, and here's why. It's possible to purchase ranks on the scoreboard for 150 atoms. If you do your atoms purchases in bulk, you can get the cost of 100 atoms down to about $1. You would have to purchase 10 ranks in order to get these atoms, which would cost you $10.
$10 for 100 atoms?
For which you will receive $1 worth of atoms.
So you're paying $10 for $1.
Some of you are going to respond with, but I didn't pay anything, I got it for free. It's even worse because you are paying a week's worth of time in the game to get 10 ranks by the time you get to this page, for which you are receiving $1. Do not buy the atoms.
Don't feed the monster. They will keep making these offers. They will keep making more of them. We can't support this.
Otherwise, go nuts. Perk coins, legendary modules, maybe mystery bobbleheads if you want. Scouts banners are pretty good. Skip the repair kits. Lunchboxes, maybe. Gold bullion, maybe. I spelled bullion wrong.
Bullion.
Bullion.
Beyond.
I'll fix that.
But not before this video goes live.
That's true. That's true. So there you have it, boys and girls, the latest science and math information about Season 20 with as much information as we have, and understand that these numbers will shift a little bit in one direction or another when we get the final rank unlock information and the number of items you have to purchase to unlock bonus page 2. But otherwise, go nuts, chew on the data, and let us know in the comments just how you feel about what Bethesda is presenting.
Me personally, I'm actually not that torn up about it because of all the extra content that I was talking about. But I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching the video. Noodle Pants.
And I'm Oscapt. And until next time,
stay safe out there, Vault Dwellers.
In the heart of West Virginia, where the shadows creep and sway, lies a land of rusted dreams, where the brave dare not stray. Appalachia, oh, it's a treacherous ride, with dangers untold and nowhere to hide.